Hi, and welcome to the Beer Temple. I am Chris Quinn, and I am joined yet again. It's been a little while since you've been on the show.
It has been a little while. I was sort of on my deathbed earlier in the week, and not deathbed, but I certainly couldn't breathe.
I certainly had the sniffles.
I certainly had the sniffles. I couldn't breathe, so needless to say, it probably wasn't appropriate for me to be tasting and talking about beer.
Yeah. So, very big show today. Very, I guess you could say that. But before we do that, we wanted to thank Daniel Rojas. Left a 5-star review on iTunes. Always appreciate that. So I think we're now like, 52 of 54 reviews are 5 stars. So
that's awesome.
Kind of cool.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, it's really cool. So getting on. Is Max here? Perfect. Doing
Max,
that again?
Yeah, as though on cue. Max started licking his paws.
Maxie, stop.
Hey, just let it go, dude. Let it go.
Just chill?
Just chill. You're being very undude.
I'm not dude. I'm more Walter Solchek. I always say that. I'm not dude. So anyway, we've got here's the deal. Founders KBS, for those of you in the know, you already see it sitting here, right? 'Tis the Ides of March. That's when this beer is released. It is one of the most sought after releases of the year. This beer is, so let's talk about what the beer is first, then we'll talk about how hard this beer has come to get.
Yeah.
This is the breakfast stout that we've had on the show before, a beer which I love. It's great. What is a breakfast stout? A breakfast stout is, well, I think it's kind of after the fact been kind of decided upon what makes a breakfast stout. It is a stout that uses oats, so like oatmeal,
the breakfast
and coffee.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So a stout with oat and coffee. What does coffee do to it? Obviously, gives it that coffee flavor. Gives you maybe a little bit of a buzz sometimes. Caffeine high.
Sure. And
the oats gives it a softer, almost slick mouthfeel to it. Is generally what oats do. Oatmeal stouts are pretty popular. Now this beer in particular it used to be called Kentucky Breakfast Stout, and now it's just called KBS.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's kind of like the KFC. Kentucky Fried Chicken became KFC.
Yeah.
This was Kentucky Breakfast Stout.
Huh. Yeah.
That's what KBS stands for.
Well, I thought it still. Well, I knew that's what it stands for. I didn't realize that they had undergone the plain old acronym thing.
No, it's now KBS. I think there was an issue with the naming rights or something like Kentucky having the name Kentucky Breakfast Stout or something in there. They weren't allowed.
The state of Kentucky got all riled up.
Yeah, basically. You don't want to rile them.
You don't want to rile them.
Yeah, so you don't want to rile Kentucky. So they changed it to KBS. Why is it the Kentucky Breakfast Stout versus the regular Breakfast Stout? Because they age it in bourbon barrels. Bourbon being, a Kentucky product. So it's always been a pretty highly rated, one of the big Beer Advocate beers, big rate beers, and it's just gotten to where people wanted to get this beer. It has always been kind of a seasonal limited release, and it's just become harder and harder to get. And kind of like a sidebar, now it's so hard to get this beer that you have to be in a lottery or on a list or know a friend at the brewery.
Win a raffle.
Yeah, so there were people who got to the brewery on release day at 5 a.m. and were worried about not having any because there were already so many people in line.
Wow. That's insane.
It's insanity. It's gotten to be a bit much.
Yeah. Well, I think you put it the best a few days ago when we were talking about this, when we picked up some KBS, and you'd said, it's jumped the shark. It's kind of out of control, and that's how I feel with a lot of these exclusive beer releases and things that are so hard to get.
I'm hitting the dog to stop. Yeah. There you go, buddy. All right. Good boy.
Some of these exclusive beer releases, I think, have just gotten a little out of control, and it really, in my mind, it really kind of goes against what I like about beer. I like that beer is approachable.
That it's not wine. That it's not, only certain people can have it.
That it's approachable. That it's affordable. That it's, just something that just has a different connotation, and when people are standing in line at 3 in the morning, I mean, that's just...
Well, it's also a fun thing. I'm not going to say that going to Dark Lord Day, going to Surly, going to all these releases isn't a really fun time. people go, they trade beers, they meet new people. When we did that for Dark Intrigue, it was kind of like a spontaneous kind of event that we just went to, didn't realize. We had a fun time, we met some people. And I'm not going to say I don't like those things, but, and people now who just want to get to the KBS are going to be so livid that we're sitting here talking about something other than this. So, we're digressing a little bit. It's just beer, guys. You know, no beer can live up to the hype that some of these beers have been put up to. You know, the Westphaletrons of the world, the Pliny the Youngers, the KBS, the CBSs. You know, so keep that in mind. And also, some stores are price gouging as a result. You know, they're making you buy a whole bunch of stuff just for a chance to do this and that, and they're going to keep doing it if people keep paying for it and doing it, you know? So keep that in mind. You know, I do consider myself a beer advocate. I'm not saying that as far as the website is concerned, but, you know, an advocate for beer. And you guys should too if you really care about this stuff. And, you know, there's my little stepping down from the soapbox now.
So let's get to cracking.
All right, so here's the deal behind this show, all right? Most people, if you don't have the KBS, sorry, try to trade for it. You're not getting any. I mean, you're just not going to get this beer. If you do have it, there's a good chance you have one bottle, because a lot of times that's the bottle limits that you get. So and I've already heard people who have their bottles ask this question: should I drink this now, or should I sit on this beer and put it in my cellar? I don't know what to do. So we're going to try to help answer that question for you. So hopefully all that stuff beforehand is now worth it, because we're going to help answer that question. I have got this year's and I've got last year's. We'll taste them both. We'll tell you what we feel about it, and then you can take that and kind of do what you will with it.
Well, it may depend on what they're looking for. So, you know, as you guys hear how these things taste, you know, choose your own adventure. Yeah,
so we got the 12 and the 11 KBS. I mean, I really think this beer can age very well, and it's known for aging, but also in terms of price, I usually give a price. It's so off the chart. I mean, there's just no way to know. It comes in a 4-pack, but good luck getting a 4-pack. I don't know what they were charging at the brewery. I could probably find that out, but it's really irrelevant. You know, I would say $5 to $8 a bottle is probably what you should expect to pay for this. So we'll start with this year's.
All right.
And Kentucky Breakfast Stout, bourbon barrel aged coffee stout. I'll give it one more.
Oh, wow.
And 11.2% alcohol. Big beer.
Yeah. So it looks great. I mean, it's just so dark.
So dark, tan, kind of you know, like a light brown sugar colored head to it.
Yeah.
Just from here, I can already start to get some of the elements of the beer.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I picked up some coffee already.
Coffee and some bourbon I'm getting from them both.
Yeah, it definitely smells a little boozy.
A little boozy, coffee, but you're getting what I really like in a well done bourbon coffee stout is when you're getting that like vanilla chocolate ice cream character to it. It almost smells like some sort of some boozy ice cream dessert.
It does. Yeah, absolutely. That's a great way to put it.
Yeah,
it's like a hot fudge sundae met
bourbon.
Booze.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
Really nice. You're getting roast. You can drink it. Yeah.
I just go for it.
But you're getting roast. You're not really getting a lot of hops here. But 70 IBUs. And that's an international bitterness unit.
Bittering.
And that's a lot. That's more than most double IPAs. But there's so much malt in here that you really need that much to stand up to it. That said, I'm not really getting any hop character from it. It's all about the chocolate, the roast, and a lot of coffee as well. It's not really that kind of peppery coffee. It's more of a nice mocha chocolate coffee. Really nice, round, soft flavors to it. When there is roast, but it's not that like acidic, bitter roast flavor. It's very round.
Yeah.
So. Well, it smells great, and I'll taste it now. You can now talk about it, I guess, while I taste it.
Yeah, I've been tasting it. I think the word that I heard you just say that really on the taste, tell me if you agree, was mocha. It's that chocolatey coffee, very kind of a rich feel, and I'm guessing that's the oats coming through, because it's got a very kind of soft mouthfeel.
Yeah, it's got that really round, full flavor in the mouth. When you're actually sitting there kind of swirling it around your mouth, you get a lot of chocolate, a lot of mocha. You're getting really just that, like we were talking about, a lot of the same things you're getting in the nose. You're getting that chocolate mocha. Now, when you swallow it, it almost is like an instantaneous transformation. That's when you start getting the booze. That's when you start getting a little bit of the bitterness in the back end.
Yeah.
And that mocha really has kind of gone away. That's when you're getting like almost a deep, like unsweetened, dark, high cacao level chocolate.
That's what I was going to say, like baker's chocolate.
And booze, yeah.
Baker's
booze.
chocolate, yeah.
And some bitterness as well. But it's really interesting how the beer just like switches on a dime the moment you swallow it. At least when I did. Yeah. Because I was sitting there a long time with it in my mouth, and I wasn't getting a lot of that booze, and I swallowed it, and bang, it just kind of hit me. I'm gonna see if that happens again.
I definitely agree. I got that as well. I just really like this beer. I mean, I'm trying to find anything that I don't like about it.
Yeah.
I can't find anything.
Yeah.
I really like it. I mean, I think it's just.
It's a sipper.
Yeah.
It's a beer that I think we're drinking it at right about the perfect temperature. Just a hint chilled, just slightly under room temperature. It's really nice. You don't want to chill this beer too much at all. You want to be able to taste everything that's going on. It's boozy.
Oh yeah, it is.
And I'm surprised you say that you don't like anything at all, because a lot of times booze in these beers is what you don't like. There's no doubt about it that this is a bourbon barrel beer. Now, are you getting a lot of oak in it?
Not really. I mean, I get vanilla.
Yeah.
Yeah, I might get like a little bit of woodiness, you know, like you know, like the wood part of the oak, but I'm really seeking that out. It's not something that I find right away.
I do. I now that I think about it, I am getting a little bit of that oak quality. But not nearly as much as the bourbon itself. My guess is that these were pretty wet barrels that they received. Yeah.
All right.
So where am I going to go with this beer? I mean,
I gotta rinse.
Yeah. What do you think of that, guys? We just dumped out. She's poured water into her KBS, and I just dumped mine into the bucket.
Left.
I had like dribbles. So yeah, where am I going to go with this beer? What really could I want more from it? It's hard to say. I mean, this is about as good, this style of beer, as I've had. Exceptionally good.
Yeah, I have to
Very,
agree.
very good. I mean, it's 98. 98 for me. It's certainly not 97. I'm just trying to figure if it's 99. But for me, it's 98. It's about. I can't. Yeah. 98.
I really, really, really like it. I can't go with 97. I'm gonna go like, man, like.
For what it is, you know.
Yeah, I know. For what it is. 96. What did I give Goose Island Bourbon County Stout?
Shouldn't matter.
Coffee. Damn it! I want to go back. I want my Cliff Notes.
Do you like it more or less? Than this past year's?
I think less.
You like it less? Okay. They're different beers, but they're very similar, but they are a little different.
Yeah, but no, it's delicious. I mean, 96. I mean, I'm splitting hairs at that point, but yes, this is very highly rated.
So you're giving it 96.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, now we're going to the 2011. Here.
And you know, this is usually when with barrel aged stuff or you know, bourbon barrel aged, certainly I actually like a little bit of age on it. So
beautiful crimson color to it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now the thing is, though, will the coffee drop out?
True. We'll find out.
Yeah.
So again, you know, it looks a little bit lighter to me maybe than the 2012.
Such a great label too. It looks like an old what do they call it? Snake oil, like a snake oil, like elixir tonic from the Wild West.
Highly acclaimed.
The amazing Kosmicki's highly acclaimed. It used to say Kentucky Breakfast Stout. KBS, a stout ale aged in oak bourbon barrels. Does not give relief from rheumatism, neuralgia, sciatica, lame back, lumbago, contracted muscles, toothache, sprains, swellings, and all manners of distress. Is good for everything a stout ought to be good for. It's kind of funny.
All right, let's. That was good. Thank you for that.
Reading the label.
Yeah. So
helping you out.
This one looked a little bit lighter to me than
it
the
does
other.
look a little lighter. It's got that really nice crimson look to it.
Got some, ruby. Yeah, definitely in it.
Like kind of that burnt black and color. So really nice. I think the head's a little bit more reddish as well.
I never get any of that.
Swirl it up. That's how you get it. So
I'm not good at swirling. It's always like a catastrophe when I swirl.
Okay.
It still doesn't work.
See.
Anyway, so
all right.
The nose on this, I just got something a little weird. I was trying to figure out what that was. The booze dropped out.
The booze has definitely dropped out. You're getting like an ashen oak quality. I think the oak has kind of come up a little bit more, or really what I think is some of these big flavors in the fresh have dropped away, allowing me to smell a little bit more of the oak, the wood.
Maybe it might be like the wood that I'm smelling. Like there's something in there that almost like
I give it I call it ashy or something like that.
Yeah, I get
not quite smoky, but it's like an ashen. Sometimes
I was gonna say like roasted nuts or something like that. Like I don't know, chestnuts roasting on open fire.
You are getting the booze. The booze has, I mean, it's dropped off, but you're still getting there. It's like an underlying kind of fire in there. You're getting a little bit of coffee, but it's not that big mocha flavor. They're toned down. It's much more of kind of like a blend smell. Yeah, don't worry, just go for it. It's much more of they're starting to meld together even after 1 year. So,
have a taste.
Yeah.
Catch up with the cool kids. I gotta say, I think the melding has done this beer right. This is much more my style. I mean, not to say that the 2012 is bad. I gave it a 96, Christ. But this is even more my style. It's so smooth. Incredibly
smooth, round. You're now, instead of it switching on a dime, you're getting both kind of at once. It does switch, but I'm getting more of the booze up front, and I'm getting more of the chocolate in my mouth at the end.
Yeah.
But it's just a smoother, rounder, softer flavor. Still plenty of booze. This beer could mellow out a lot more. There's still plenty of bitterness in it as well.
Sure. Yeah.
There's quite bitter.
Yeah, but
It's like a rum cake or something like not rum, but it's like some sort of like a booze infused chocolate now.
Yeah.
Where before I felt like it was, and it's a distinct difference, but it's notable, where it was like chocolate drizzled with booze or something, but now I feel like it's just like something that had been baked with chocolate and booze in it, and you've just got this thing that is both of them.
Yeah.
So you do get the flavors. The coffee has significantly dropped out.
Yeah, it's true. You're right. That has dropped out a lot.
You're not getting really much of the coffee in the nose. You're getting hints of it. Yeah, I'm just trying to see if I can pull it out. Maybe a bit of almost like a tannic or bitter end at the end, but I really think that's just the hops. Yeah, I like the fresh more. I mean, definitively, I like it fresh better.
Well, definitively for me, I prefer the old.
Yeah, I still think this is really good. I'm going to give this something like a 94. Yeah, 94. Awesome beer. I just think it's so vibrant and like just popping when it's fresh that it's a beautifully executed beer still. I think it's still world class, a year old. But I just think, maybe I could go 95 for sure. I'll go 94 plus is what I'll go.
And I'll flip flop with you. I mean, I'll go 98 on the 2011. It's just.
So we didn't answer the question.
I think we absolutely did.
Yeah, we
answer the
did.
question.
I'm kidding.
Because I agree with you that the 2012 is very bright. It's got, well, is bright the right word? It's very dynamic.
Yeah, and dynamic.
There's a lot going on with it. If you're looking for that, if you're seeking that out, if you're interested in that, go ahead and try it now. Chris loves it. I really liked it. So, hey, you're not going to make a bad move.
I think that's the key. You're not going to make a bad move.
Right.
But if you have one bottle,
I would age it.
I would say drink it. And I would almost always say drink it if you have one bottle. Because what do you know? Like, you have no reference point then.
Well, they do now.
Right. I guess so.
So there you have it.
Get 2 bottles.
The definitive, answer that you were seeking. Should I sell it or not?
Yeah, I mean, and I would say that it's been fun for us to do. It's always nice to pull out this beer. It is a special beer, but is it worth jumping through all those hoops? It's really hard to say.
Yeah.
It's really hard to say. But it's a good beer. I mean, it is a world-class beer. Is it worth, 3 or 4 points on my 100-point scale to go through that? I don't know. But, God, man, Founders, those creeps can brew, man.
Yeah, they can brew.
They really can. They really can put together some special beers. Curmudgeon's Better Half, excellent. This, just top shelf all the way. And it's excellent.
Yeah.
Anything else you wanted to add to it?
No, I think I'm done.
The cool thing is now we know for sure which beers we each want to have. So what's so that can be yours.
All right.
And this, should I dump this out? No.
I know. I was like, oh no, he's not. You get hate mail for that.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
Let's give ourselves some nice pours here.
Oh yeah, that's right. It's that time of the show.
All right, well, guys, we've said it before, but we really mean it this time. We've got some beer to drink, and hopefully you do too.